All right, folks, another episode of America's Hometown Horror, and it's a new sponsor tonight. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Fulton. That's Fulton, like Reed, but Fulton, the brand. Modern brand of art support. Fulton launched the most comfortable, supportive, and sustainable insole on the planet. No love on Fulton Reed there, ever, at all? Nothing?
I was thinking of Fulton from... Fulton could use a good laugh.
Fulton insoles, by the way, have a deep heel cup and comfortable arch support that aligns your body from head to toe. They are made using sustainable materials like vegan cactus leather and cork. Wow, that sounds fun. Allowing them to mold the shape of your arch and providing customized support. They are also shock absorbing, reducing impact on the body, and they're lined with natural foam to make them extra comfortable.
Did you just say shark?
They absorb sharks?
Yeah,
That's amazing!
Shark?
Shark absorbing?
In addition to shock absorbing, they're shark absorbing too.
Are they also shark absorbing?
Hey, by the way, Fulton is offering our listeners, those would be the listeners of America's Hometown Horror, $10 off your next purchase at walkfulton.com. That's WALKFULTON.com by using the code POD10, POD10, for $10 off at walkfulton.com. Check out the website to see how Fulton can support you. Get it? See that? Support you, your feet, support you. How about that, huh?
I think that's nice. Yeah,
and
I
away
like to use it there.
we go. What is up? What's going on, folks? Welcome into another episode of America's Hometown Horror. My name is Mike.
Hello.
It's been real, folks. It's really real. We're here hanging out for another episode. You guys are here to listen to us. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. As always, I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts here in studio, Andrew and Kat. What's up, guys?
Not much.
How we doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. Andrew, how are things?
So good.
Never
been better. I mean, it's the best.
Okay.
The best.
Always.
Always the best.
Always the
like
best.
every time we're here, it's just so exciting.
Okay, fair enough.
We just have a great
Ready
time.
to go. Let's do it.
Could that be because you have a guest sitting next to you? Maybe one that is so strong in bed, so handsome in the face, so hot in the face. I fucked it up. Hold on.
Is that a South Park reference?
So strong a voice, so strong in the bed, so handsome in the face, so hot in the face. One Craig Keller! Welcome back!
Wait, what is that from, though?
What's up? It's from South Park.
I thought so. I was
it's
like, it
South Park.
sounded like
Come
it.
on
I
now.
just wanted
Come
to
on
check.
now.
I know. Yeah.
Dude, welcome back, buddy. What's been going on?
Oh, not much. Working a million hours.
I mean, I know you see I see you every day, but like in terms of people that listen to the show, what's been going on? What's new? What's been new in the life of
What's new,
Craig?
Pussycat?
Oh,
Whoa!
Oh, the obscure Tom Jones reference. I like it. No, just working like a maniac. Trying to do my life. Just buying a Lincoln.
Just getting by every
just
day.
getting a Lincoln.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta ride that Lincoln.
Just gotta ride the Lincoln.
Let the future just come to you.
Yeah. You guys get it.
So we almost got you
get it,
on,
the
by the
moment
way,
it
for the
comes.
Mortal Kombat episode. So can you share your thoughts on Mortal Kombat? I'd love to hear them.
Fucking loved Mortal Kombat.
As did I. As did
so
we.
good.
I feel like.
It was so good.
Andrew liked
So
it. He
you know
didn't
what the
love it.
subtle scenes of the first 15 minutes of that movie are fucking balls. I loved it.
Yep.
Just to see like the Scorpion, fucking Sub-Zero just go at it.
Yeah.
While they're both still like humanoid fucking people.
Right.
You know? It's amazing. It's a backstory you've never had before. I hated Guru. He just died like a bitch. Fuck that.
Terrible
He's like
CGI.
He's the second last boss in every...
And probably the scariest character in all of Mortal Kombat.
He rips your fucking skull out, and then he just died like a bitch.
Yeah, he did. That was terrible.
A weird, cold guy that I wasn't a huge fan of. I would have liked him better without his stupid wife and daughter in the movie. But hey, that's just me. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Borderline sexism, maybe. I don't know.
We're here for no. Honestly, I think that was the worst written part of the movie. It felt
honestly
forced,
was.
but obviously they wanted you in. They wanted you to like him to be the point of view character for everybody that's in the audience. Like,
How
what's
fucking
going on
badass
here?
was Sub-Zero.
It was awesome.
He was
so
amazing.
great. The best part of the movie, I thought.
I thought so too.
No doubt about it.
You think so too? I thought
yes.
so too.
I even thought, oh my god! But like, even just the scene where like all of a sudden Cole and his family they're at that restaurant and it's snowing.
Yeah.
In wherever they are, California,
LA
like
or-
LA, something like that. And then he just appears, and he turns all the snow into like sharp icicles and just like flings
you know
them at
what's the
everybody.
best part about
so
that?
awesome.
For 2 seconds, there's one guy that's sitting across from his daughter who just gets fucked by it.
Yeah.
And just like dead.
Yeah.
Eaten. He's on the ground.
Yep, gonzo.
No one pays
Yep.
attention.
Nope, not
So
at
good.
all.
I love that movie.
You know what movie I like better than that?
Fantastic.
Is A Moral Wombat.
A moral wombat. Ooh, okay.
It's the sequel.
Oh my god.
I hate you so much, Andrew.
Oh
I
my.
hate you so much. A moral wombat.
Hey, so guys, now that we have Craig here, which I'm super excited for, we have a fun topic to talk about tonight. I think it should be pretty interesting. You know, we changed it a bit from from last week to this week. I think it should be a good topic of conversation, though.
We always have good topics of conversation.
Always.
As a reminder to those who might not have been listening before, we are the official podcast of SpookyWorld the movie, and it turns out I have been speaking with them over the last couple of days. You guys want to hear what they
Yes.
what they have to share with us? By the way, if you haven't listened to our interview with SpookyWorld the movie's crew, go back and listen to that. It's also on YouTube and Facebook. You can go back and watch it. It was a lot of fun. They did a great job, and we are so excited to be their partner. They rock. Such nice people.
You guys are like famous now.
Oh, I don't know about
Like
that.
famous.
Stop it.
No, sir.
No, I mean,
famous.
they're famous, not us. We just have the opportunity to talk to them. But,
And
so
to talk
basically,
about them.
Don't be
yeah,
condescending.
so communicating with them, there's a new episode of their podcast leading up to the movie called Spooky 101 that's coming out this next week. And in that episode, they're interviewing a woman named, Sydney Neal, who is the queen
Daughter
of the haunt industry, one of the most infamous women in the history of the haunt industry. Huge interview. And also got a direct quote from SpookyWorld the movie. Want to hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Quote, and I quote, SpookyWorld, the movie, is in the laboratory getting the monster ready. There is an interview taking place next week that will connect one of the most legendary names in horror with the film and its production.
Wow. That's exciting.
Big deal.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Heavy firepower,
I like it.
heavy hitters.
What do you think it is?
In this documentary.
It's like Mr. Voorhees just fucking...
Well, he's
chopping
already
heads
in the
off.
movie, I know that.
Yeah.
So Kane Hodder that played Jason Voorhees,
Freddy?
he's already in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I would have to
Who else
guess.
could it be?
I don't know.
Tall man?
John
Oh,
Carpenter,
he's dead,
something like
right?
that.
Right.
But, I mean, what do you think? I mean,
Clive
George
Barker?
Romero's no
Clive
longer
Barker,
alive.
maybe?
Clive Barker, maybe Stephen King, something like
I'm
that.
gonna put.
I would expect a big name.
Do we have odds? Do we have like 5-1? I'm gonna go odds on favorite Clive Barker.
I think that would make sense.
I bet
We're
it's
just talking about his pictures. The other last episode.
I
or-
bet
the
it's
one
a-
with Spooky World, yeah.
Yep.
World.
I bet it's a reach. Then they're like, the weird ginger, carrot top.
No.
Because
Yeah.
David, the original
all his
owner,
art.
he had all of Clive Barker's
I'm going
art.
with
That's
Clive
awesome.
Barker.
I think I agree
Okay.
with Andrew. I'm gonna go with Andrew.
Okay, fair enough.
Want to take
Barker.
bets? Bets? We play some
Dude,
bets?
no, I think
Bets?
I'm with you on that.
$100?
$100? No, I'm voting for the same
You
guy.
don't get to vote for the same guy.
Yes, I am.
You
I'm
can't
just
voting for
piggyback
Clive.
off of
Why
mine.
We can
can't
talk
I?
about this after the fact, but
We're betting on this later.
You guys are illegally betting on a podcast.
true.
I know.
So,
Yeah,
Safe
this
to
podcast
say-
is out of Rhode Island, right?
Safe to say, though, it sounds like there's going to be a big guest, and we're here for it. So
I'm excited.
As always,
I
big
wanna know who it
fans
is.
of our buddies over at Spooky World the movie and Spooky 101 the podcast. Shout
All
out to
Ruben.
Quinn, David, and Anthony. You guys rock. We love you. So
Behind.
now's the time of the episode where we usually talk about what we've watched since the last time we recorded. Andrew, I know you had something that I was going to ask the group about. Why don't you tell us about it?
I watched that new Netflix movie, Army of the Dead.
Yeah, of the dead.
And I hate to be such a fucking
Polly
negative-
Prissy Pants?
negative Nancy all the time.
can't stand that.
Every time.
I was just gonna say you can't say
a
that.
condescending Karen,
No, you can't say that either. You got to be like
No.
a negative
an awful
pronoun.
Andrew.
You can just say
Yeah.
condescending without
You honestly,
saying the
you are
next.
such a troll. I feel like it's a character you put on for the show. I
being
feel like
a troll.
you liked Army of the Dead watching
I
last
feel like
night, and
I-
you're lying right now.
No, he's just a little bitch and goes, it was too long.
It
And
was
that's
2
the time.
and a half.
It was too long.
No,
And I have undiagnosed adult ADD, and I need to nap at 9 o'clock. And that's 100% what it was.
No, so here's the
was.
problem is
Yeah.
here's the problem is that it's just laziness on the movie makers It's a lot easier to make a 2.5-hour movie.
Well, it's a Zack Snyder
You
movie.
don't
That's
have
what
to
you have to
edit
remember.
anything. You just go, there's the fucking movie.
No, I don't
No,
do
that is
that.
it's laziness. They film
I'm
5 to
sure
6
they
to 8
edited
to 10 hours. I'm sure
movie.
they
You know,
edited
Andrew,
it.
you know it's a Zack Snyder movie, and Zack Snyder, traditionally, all of his movies are so long, including the new Justice League movie that just came out a
Well,
couple
I've never
months ago.
seen that terrible
I know,
movie.
but it's almost 4 hours. So, like,
So that's
he does
about
long
4
movies.
hours?
Does that make it right?
It's the director's cut.
Does it make
I
it
was
right?
gonna say, that's
so,
ridiculous.
oh, well, this guy filmed a movie that was 4 hours. Well, that doesn't make it right. Maybe cut it down a little bit. Stop being so,
Fair criticism.
Stop being a
Yes.
hoarder with every scene in your movie. There was so much part of this movie that was just dialogue. The movie is about zombies who took over Las Vegas.
Sounds like a dope
Don't
concept.
need that much fucking dialogue. Can we cut out the dialogue? I'm not interested in their family life. It's the same thing that you were just talking about with the Mortal Kombat movie with the child
Cole and his family,
With the
sure.
Cole and his
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
Oh my god, nobody cares.
Yeah.
The
And,
concept of the movie, phenomenal. The visuals, phenomenal. The movie, pretty fucking good. The main problem, it's 2.5 hours. It doesn't need to be 2.5
Probably
hours.
doesn't need to
It should
be
be
that
an hour
long.
and
Yeah.
45 minutes max.
Yeah.
It's zombies eating people and people shooting. It's like Ocean's 11 with Dawn of the Dead.
I mean,
It's
awesome concept, for
Awesome
sure.
concept. But
Yeah.
there's too much backstory to people that die in the movie. Everybody dies.
Yeah.
So there's
Spoiler.
Thanks for the spoiler.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
have you ever
Yeah.
seen a fucking?
Yeah, I know.
Spoiler,
I know.
after
Zombie.
the
So if you've been listening to Andrew rant about Army of the Dead, you've heard our dog Otis barking. So we apologize for that. At the Spooky Hound Dog,
It had
that would be
Scorpion
Otis's
in it.
Instagram handle. And yes, that's awesome. I mean,
He was,
yeah,
he was the guy that was orchestrating the heist.
yeah.
Which,
Fair enough.
It
Fair
was
enough.
a heist in Vegas.
All right.
That was occupied by.
Did he yell,
Behind! So Andrew, I ask you, recommend or not recommend?
Of course, I would recommend it.
Oh,
Okay,
doesn't
fair
sound
enough.
like it.
Craig,
I haven't seen it.
anything that
I
you
want to
watched
watch it
at all?
now. Honestly,
You don't
Other than
watch
Mortal
it.
Kombat, which
Honestly,
we can talk about all
movies.
day if you want to.
I might be the worst movie podcast guest of all time because I barely watch any movies.
Well, you don't have to do movies.
But Mortal Kombat was
Yeah.
pretty fucking
Dude, Mortal
cool.
Kombat rocked. I'm with you.
Craig's like, I also watched Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah,
good.
I'm cultured, unlike Andrew over here.
Is this part of the news section? Can I introduce some breaking news?
Sure, go ahead.
So
course you can. Breaking
I just saw this on Channel 5 News. The New Hampshire Police
Wow.
Department has an active arrest warrant
For
for
Marilyn
Marilyn
Manson.
Manson,
Holy
right now.
shit.
Like
Right.
literally,
What did he
just
do?
showed up on my app. I saw that in a 2019 concert, he assaulted a videographer.
God damn.
2019, okay.
Isn't it also? I don't want to besmirch his name, but isn't he also kind of a womanizer? Didn't he do
I mean,
some
he
He's
wrote
got a
he
lot
wrote an
of
autobiography, so he
things.
is well documented, his past with women. He used to date a bunch of actresses and porn stars and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
There's nothing wrong with that.
no, there's nothing wrong with that, but apparently the behavior he exhibited
Yes.
with them is the wrong.
And
part.
what's her face? Rose. He wasn't
But
even
you had
married
a
to Rose McGowan.
Rose McGowan,
Yeah.
the girl that played Dolores in Westworld, Evan Rachel
Oh,
Wood.
really?
Rose
Yeah.
McGowan,
She
she's the one
was
that had the
with
stuff about
Marilyn
Harvey
Manson?
Weinstein too. though.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So McGowan got it from Manson and Weinstein. Gross. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Ugh.
wait, she was with him? Dated?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I didn't
They
know
were
that.
married. I think they were
he
married for a
introduced-
little
I wonder
bit.
if he
Wow.
introduced
Yeah.
him to her.
I remember
to
the first
Weinstein.
fact I learned about him was he removed his
His
own
ribs so he could
perform fellatio on
So
on himself.
autofellatio, but that's actually
Autofellatio.
that's not true. It did not this time.
No, but
never
I heard the same
And
rumor
then have
when
you
I was
ever
a kid.
seen
No,
that,
I've
that,
heard- yeah.
that SNL episode with Will Ferrell figures out that he can do that, and it's just like a time lapse for him in the future. It's 40 years. And he's just like, hold on! I'll be right back! I'll cover it up! Yeah.
What actually happened is he removed his friend's ribs and then made his friend give him fellatio.
Oh my god.
So hey,
That
by the
makes
way,
more sense.
speaking of watch lists, though,
Speaking of fellatio,
can I give you
we should double down
5
for cat
words?
blowjobs. We're talking about blowjobs. Yeah.
Don't.
God,
Great.
you guys.
Mare of Easttown on HBO is awesome. It's so good.
It is very good.
Right?
It's not a horror movie though. It's a true
It's
crime.
it's a murder mystery thriller that has very fucked up shit.
Yes,
In it.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's almost scarier than
I know.
fantasy horror.
Well, that's what I always say. I'm always like, it's real life horror.
What's her name in this?
It's Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet is the main character.
Yeah.
Is what's her name in this?
Angela
What's her
Lansbury?
name? Why? No. Oh.
No Angela Lansbury.
No Angela Lansbury.
We can't tie this to Angela Lansbury.
I like how Craig, who hasn't been on the fucking podcast in months, knows exactly what I was going to say.
Wait, but can you
That
say...
broomsticks and blood and murder!
No one else
wrote
got
about
it.
it.
Craig got it.
Yeah,
But you
it's
should
fine.
have... You should have introduced that, like, with saying, "Oh, well, you know what was on the 80s and the 90s." Like,
No, I shouldn't have to. It should be
Angela
that simple.
Lansbury was
No. Craig gets it.
Murder, She Wrote.
You
That's all
failed
I
too.
would
You're a
say.
failure.
I'm sorry.
You're a failure.
I'm a failure.
You're a failure.
We're all failures. No, but Angela Lansbury, she should be on that. It's good though. Kate Winslet though, I can't get into Kate Winslet.
She's
Drives
actually
me
really
insane.
good in this show.
Actually, Angela Lansbury would have been the good mom, like Kate Winslet's mom. If we're gonna, like, do cast replacements.
Wait.
and
I forget.
We're not
Mare of
doing cast.
Easttown.
Wait. Time out. I forget who the actual actor of Angela Lansbury is. I know she's Angela Lansbury.
Oh, you forget what she
the-
looks like?
No. The cat. Who is the bizarro
The
Angela
Unsolved
Lansbury?
Mystery.
Robert Stack.
That's to bring back the past.
Yeah.
Still
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Robert Stack is awesome. He was great in Airplane.
Man.
Yeah.
But you know who she is, right?
I mean,
I'm very familiar.
I'm very familiar
Yeah.
with Angela Lansbury.
so's everybody. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right.
At this point, if you're not familiar with Angela Lansbury, what are you even listening for? Just stop. You don't need to listen anymore.
I mean, there was a Murder, She Wrote theater show at Universal Studios, if you ever went there as a kid
Was
in the
there
90s.
really?
Yes. It was a huge show.
people went into
Yes, of course.
You did, apparently.
I get like
No, I never did.
I get like Honey, I Shrunk the Kid.
But there was.
I get
Back
Honey, I
to the
Shrunk the
Future,
Kids, yeah.
Star Wars,
Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah.
So like
Doesn't really
what?
fit.
It's just a field of fucking clarinets going. Playing with
I was just
intro.
gonna say it was.
I'm haunted by Murder,
I
She
thought it
Wrote.
would just be
no,
a
time
field
out,
of
time out.
Metamucil and like
So my lovely wife,
diabetes.
my lovely wife, to go to bed at night, she doesn't pick music. She doesn't pick this. She doesn't pick that. She goes Murder, She Wrote.
You know what?
And I just listen to that.
Fair
think
enough.
that's fine.
You know what? I
in
like
my
to fall asleep
subconscious.
too. Though.
Wow.
Unsolved Mysteries because
Ah.
that music is haunting and I love
Because
falling asleep.
Andrew's fucked up and wants to hear people dying.
No,
in
the
his
music.
sleep.
Oh my god.
Actually, I do watch horror
Explains a
movies.
lot.
I put a horror.
Yeah.
I put on the worst horror. I put on a horror movie called
Yeah.
Marabutu the other day, and it was essentially about how the temperature of the Earth beneath Alaska had started to thaw out. So fire ants, giant fire ants, were coming up. And
Like
eating
murder
people.
hornets,
And
kind
it was
of?
so bad. It was like, this was like a C-list movie.
How was the
Like
CGI?
Sharknado.
It was so
or-
bad.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But there would be people like this
Hashtag watch
guy was with his girlfriend. He's a photographer, and they go to Alaska, and she's like, "Look at that mound over there." He's like, "I need to take a picture of you on it. Hold on, let me just get another fucking roll of film." So he goes back, and he's back at the car looking for it, and she's standing on this big mound, which is just an anthill, and you hear
Getting
she just
dragged
starts
in.
screaming, and she's just getting pulled into like this vagina of the anthill, and he's trying to pull her out, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking awesome. It's so terrifying and so bad. Then it happens to this little kid who's an asshole, like bullying his friend. He's like, "Come on, it's King of the Mountain," and he's like punching his friend down the mountain, and he's on the mountain. You on the wrong mountain. You getting eaten by a fire ant.
Guess what?
And I'm like,
Eating today, so.
Jesus.
Oh, it's so
Hide your kids,
so
hide your wife,
All right.
because everybody beating
What an
everybody
awful
up.
movie.
So, if I could reel us back in for a moment here.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Jesus.
We're talking about shit that we've
I'm
watched over the
Mutant.
last week. So this is what happens when the four of us hang out together. But it's good. It's good. So I've been watching the new season of Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix.
Ugh, that
You guys-
just sucks.
It does not suck at all. It's
stupid.
It's a David Fincher adult cartoon. It's
No.
fucking awesome.
No, I've seen
Are you
some of those.
serious?
They're
It's so good.
They're kind of stupid.
And this season's good. Apparently, the Last Night in Soho trailer dropped today. That is the new movie from Edgar Wright, who directed Shaun of the Dead and Baby Driver and what's the video game movie with Michael Cera? Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
I like that
Yeah.
movie.
So he's a good director, and he loves horror, and apparently he's directing a new horror movie, and the trailer came out today. I have not yet seen it. I don't know if any of you guys have.
I have
but,
not. Haven't.
Andrew, you already said you saw Army of the Dead. So, for news, real quick, Kat, I have a piece of news for you, and Andrew, I have a piece of news for you. How'd you guys like that?
Yeah, what's my news?
Who wants the news first?
Is it good news or bad news?
Good news for each of you. Who wants it first?
I'll take it.
Andrew.
Andrew
Okay.
goes.
Cat
Okay,
would
all right.
obviously take it.
So the Blumhouse Twitter account today, Andrew, tweeted out a video that they had begun production on the Firestarter remake, which was with a guy on fire in a full fire suit. And that movie, of course, stars your man crush, Zac Efron.
Stud. You don't
He
think he's
loves
attractive?
Zac
I mean, you
Efron.
don't think he's attractive?
He's all right.
I mean, he's a handsome guy.
Gosling?
Gosling and Efron. How did I know they were both
No,
going to come
I
up?
don't know your like man crush on Ryan Gosling. I really don't get it. I think he's like he's too like mousy for me. He's just very like little small
Andrew's
guy.
going to rip your face off right
I
now.
just don't. I don't see it.
Would it be better if he was like the lead singer of Hinder or something?
No, I don't like.
Man.
I don't like it.
I mean, at least
Bradley Cooper, I see. Like Mike has a man crush on Bradley
Cooper's
and I
such a
see that.
fucking
You
so
watch
obvious.
your tongue. Watch your tongue.
It's just like his hair because you try to style your hair like him.
He has unbelievable hair. The best hair.
But you
So
don't have
handsome.
curly hair like he has. He has
That's
curly
true.
hair.
He has wavy hair. I do not.
You know what I should do? I should grow out my hair because my hair gets super curly. Pull it back, then Mike would be super jealous.
I would
dye
be.
it blonde in the sun.
Oh my God.
Blonde,
Yeah.
just I thought it was
some
going to get
sun
blonde
in
from the
there.
bleach.
Yeah.
Just hitting it.
And just develop Bradley Cooper's attitude.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Andrew, you pumped for this this Zac Efron Firestarter remake by Blumhouse, which is the best producing studio for horror in the business.
I am more excited for Candyman, which is coming out in like
Of
2
course.
weeks, baby. But no, yes,
But,
this movie,
yeah,
Firestarter, it should be good. It could be better. I don't know. Than the
Should be
original.
good, could be better. Hasn't even come out yet. Okay, fair enough.
No, than the original.
And the original. Oh yeah, well that's
Yeah,
the
that
only
movie-
reason that movie's famous is because Drew Barrymore
Yeah, that
was
movie
in it
kind
as a kid.
of that movie kind of
That and E.T.
That movie's kind of
Barrymore.
boring and
Yeah.
terrible, and I don't really like
Okay.
it. But I have high hopes.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
for a living.
watching your nose.
You ready for your piece of news?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Wait,
Andrew.
didn't we already talk about this?
No, we kind of did, but I just wanted to give you an update on it.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Andrew, roll your eyes appropriately.
Hocus Pocus 2, I am aware of when it's like...
Yeah, so it was confirmed the other day that the
Sanderson
Bette
sisters are getting back together.
Midler apparently from her Twitter account tweeted out that she is officially back with the original 2 other sisters for Hocus Pocus.
Really?
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, Bette
that'll be
Midler.
Interesting.
Remember when she died in Beaches? I was like, thank God.
I know.
Beaches.
Well, we talked about Hocus Pocus in this show.
What's the other? What's her name? Sarah Jessica Parker is the other.
Yeah,
witch.
and there's the other girl too. I
And
don't know her
Mary, I
name.
forget Mary's act. I forget her
Oh,
name.
I can't stand Sarah Jessica Parker.
She's
the
kind of.
worst.
I'm kind
Honestly,
of.
the only
Like,
time
I don't
I've
wanna
ever
watch
found
a
her
horse.
attractive is Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, I think
Well,
you're probably
yeah.
right.
It's because
Yeah,
of like that
kinda attractive.
gothy,
Yeah.
gothy,
Yeah.
like slutty vibe to
She
her.
looks terrible in Sex and the
She's-
City.
she-
Awful.
she
Yeah.
looks terrible.
It's like
in
Julia
general.
Roberts. She's just like a horse in human clothing.
So
Like,
basically,
Well,
Craig,
they
you
did
know,
South
like-
Park.
Craig
yeah.
basically
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
is cake enough makeup on her.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Well, anyway, happy day for you. It was
Wicked.
officially confirmed that Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and the other girl,
See,
other guy.
I feel like Bette Midler hasn't changed.
They're
a
all
bit
coming
because
back.
She's been like the same.
Yeah, they're all coming
person
back,
forever,
and
but I
Hocus
mean,
Pocus 2
yeah.
will be on Disney
Donkey.
Plus next fall.
Yeah, because that makes
So I
sense.
guess we're gonna have to
Because they
have
both got
Disney.
unfrozen by the sun, apparently.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna be.
No,
It's gonna
they,
be
like,
part of a new.
exploded.
It's gonna be
Right.
part of a new
Right.
universe, Craig.
Oh,
It's gonna be the Hocus Pocus universe.
The Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Hocus
Okay.
Pocus.
Fair enough.
I'm all about the universes.
All right, so that's what I got for news, and we managed to bullshit for a little while here. You want to talk about what we're here to talk about tonight?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll guide this conversation.
sure.
No need to stress.
Great.
But so this idea has kind of been floating around in my head for a little while, right? We're all children of the mid to late '80s / early '90s, right? We're all about
Correct.
the same age.
Yeah.
So I was looking for a good week to talk about this topic. Okay. Apparently, last year I had actually pre-ordered on Amazon without. I forgot I even did it, but
It's called being drunk.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
Yep, I pre-ordered a restored collection of Tales from the Crypt comics that are put into graphic novel form. Right, so I got it in the mail the other day.
It's called being a drunk nerd.
Yeah, I got a notification that like my package had shipped, and I was like, "What package?" I didn't order anything, so I thought it had been like compromised. And all of a sudden, I look at it,
Compromise.
and it's this. It's this thing right here.
Very nice.
Which I
Tales
hold in
from
my
the
hands,
Crypt.
the Tales from the Crypt, the EC Archives, which is all old school Tales from the Crypt stuff compiled into graphic novel form. Pretty awesome. You know, it kind of got me thinking, right? So this type of like comic book horror, and like we've mentioned horror comics before. I think this topic is something that we always wanted to talk about a little bit more. When we pitched the show, it was one of the things that we talked about.
Can I just interrupt you quickly?
Of course.
And say that I came up with the idea like
You
a
did?
week ago?
I don't
2
think
weeks
you
ago?
did.
Saying we should do
think it's
scary cartoons
I think it's a general
of
concept.
like the 90s. And you were like, oh yeah, but then you were also like,
Well,
I was
already-
kind of thinking about that, but I
Yeah.
never really thought about it into an idea because we were thinking about like we were just like together thinking about.
Well,
topics,
I did have the idea down.
You were
so,
like,
but
well,
you,
I kind of thought of that, and I was like, well, yeah, we
Yeah.
should do that because that would
Okay.
be really fun. Because it's like kind of reminiscing your childhood nostalgia,
Yeah.
TV.
Are
Of course.
you bragging? I'm not sure.
I think
what
she
you're
is.
I'm just
doing.
saying
Yeah, I think she's
that
throwing
it
it out
wasn't.
there, like,
it wasn't just
Hey, look
your
at me.
idea because I totally said something about a week ago
Yes.
saying we should do something about like cartoon villains.
you got
or
the idea
cartoon,
flowing in my
like-
head, and I had it written down, and I kind of just got going.
Last I checked, we're all a team.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah,
We're a team.
yeah.
We're a
Okay,
team.
I'm sorry, you weren't involved, but
Yeah.
Oh,
So
boy.
I
Oh, I
apologize.
wasn't involved. Even though I'm part of the team, I wasn't involved. This is just the cat show right now.
So,
Catty.
I think you may have been involved. but-
Guys, I have a story for you. So last week, I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and there was a little bit of chocolate on the counter, and then I realized that chocolate and peanut butter, what a combo!
Hi, I'm
Same thing.
Officer Reese's.
Yeah,
What's going on
Officer.
here?
You know what is really good though?
What's going on here? What are we doing?
You take 2 Ritz crackers, a slice of salami, and a Rolo.
No.
Bomb.
This is how Andrew grew up poor.
No,
You can
oh
tell
my God.
by his snack choices.
It's
Hold on.
delicious. You
Dog
don't like
cheese.
Ritz crackers?
Yeah.
Or salami?
Hold on.
Listen.
Or
What
Rolos?
are we
Hold
talking
on.
about?
Hold on.
You know what we
Hold
were
on.
talking about is
Andrew,
Mike
Andrew.
brought up the fact.
Worst snack ever combos. Gross.
No, but
Hate
Mike
'em.
said
Hate 'em.
we're children of the 90s, right?
Yeah.
And when he
Correct.
said that, I immediately thought he was going to say something like children of the corn or something like that. And I was just thinking about if we're all from
And
the
then
90s.
you're like candy corn,
I would
snaps.
start
Corn on the
Candy.
cob.
I'm
Popcorn,
gonna
candy
start,
corn.
I'm going to
Yeah.
start a cult, and it's going to be known as the Passion of the Pronk. And we all know who Pronk is. Right?
Travis Hafner.
Travis Hafner.
Get out of here.
From because
No one knows who you're talking about.
Mike
Yeah.
knows who Travis Hafner is.
I do.
Pronk.
I do.
It's
know. I
Cleveland.
know. Travis.
Passion of the Pronk is the DH for the
All right,
fucking
okay.
Indians.
All right.
So good.
Okay.
So to bring it back to to tonight's topic.
I'm having fun. I gotta be honest. Yeah.
So
It's a good time.
I just showed you the Tales from the Crypt comic, right? Obviously, back in the day, there was the Tales from the Crypt show that was on HBO, the live-action show, but there was also a show called Tales from the Crypt Keeper that was designed for kids. That was a spin-off. And, Kat brought it up, wheels got churning, brought up an old idea.
I think we were at Red Tea.
Probably. That's
Which
where all of our
maybe,
good ideas
Andrew,
come
if
in.
we weren't Red Tea, you might have been involved.
You probably were.
But
Yeah.
you weren't involved via text or anything, but
Right.
I think we had a discussion about it. Just
But-
saying. So maybe you were, but I mean...
I don't really care anymore because you already told me that I'm not involved. So we're good with that. Just continue with it. The
Anyway, so...
Local plug to Red Tea Garden, by the way.
we give so many plugs.
You give a lot of love to Red Tea Garden.
Singapore noodles.
Oh my
So
God. they're
good. Oh my god.
Sorry.
So I remember as a kid, we all watched Saturday morning cartoons, right? Nickelodeon or Disney shows in the afternoon.
I was usually out in
Right.
service, so I didn't really get to watch
Oh,
things.
Well, pretend like you did. It just, to me, feels like some of the shows and cartoons from the 80s and 90s when we were growing up, insert old man yelling at cloud meme here, I feel like they have so much more of an edge to them than some of the cartoons these days.
Absolutely.
Right? Like some of the
You
shit that
could've
used to be on
said
back
more.
in the day.
There's,
Right?
Things weren't half as censored.
I would
as they
argue
are
to call
today.
most of the shows that we're going to talk about, kid-friendly horror, if you will. Like a gateway to horror. Right? So
Yeah,
you know
fair
what I
enough.
mean, right? So
Yeah.
these
Fair
are
enough.
all the types of shows that you think of when you think of that in the 80s and 90s, right? So, I mean, maybe I'm just out of touch. Doesn't really seem that there's a lot out there that, if you're a kid that's into horror, there's not really a ton. There's a ton of superhero stuff, but nothing like when we were growing up. And I feel like we were in the golden age of horror cartoons and shows.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think
Which
they
we
got
will
some
talk
pretty
about.
fucked up cartoons right now, though, like Adventure Time. That show's weird. as
Okay.
fuck.
What's-
There's some
I don't
good
know that
shows.
show.
It's weird, but like
They're weird, but a lot of the shows from the 90s and 80s, they weren't horror themed. They were just kind of...
There were some
I
absolutely
beg to
were.
differ.
Weird.
I beg to differ.
No, some absolutely were definitely horror.
Oh
themed.
yeah, I feel like all these shows I have up here that we can all just comment on
Fair.
absolutely were dark and or 100% horror influenced. Absolutely, no doubt about it.
what shows
Not this
are
time.
they?
Well,
I'm
we'll get to
I'm
that.
looking at this, and I'm
So
kind of excited. at
one
this little
such
list.
one such example, as I mentioned, Tales from the Crypt, the HBO show, which from the comics, Tales from the Crypt Keeper, which was on Saturday mornings. It was either on CBS or NBC, one of those
Saturday
channels.
morning cartoons.
I used to watch it all the time.
Oh.
I remember it
I
all the
barely-
time. It
I
was
barely
great.
remember that.
I vaguely remember that.
I think it wasn't it Recess and something else.
Well, Recess was a cartoon.
Like
It wasn't. It wasn't.
That was much later.
Yeah, it wasn't Tales from the Crypt Keeper, but it was.
No?
It was a cartoon.
Wasn't
Yeah, so-
it Babar? That was on HBO.
Babar. Babar was HBO. Elephants.
Yeah.
Fuck Babar. Babar was the worst cartoon of all
Babar
time.
was the
Busy World of
Wait,
Richard
wait.
Scary came on first, and then Babar.
No, Babar was...
I always said Babar
I was
because
gonna say,
I'm way
like-
fancier than these fucking schlubs.
Is it actually Babar or Babar?
No,
That's
it was
how I say it.
Babar. I'm pretty sure it's Babar. And then you had Arthur the Aardvark,
Yeah.
that fucking nerd.
he used to be put
I liked Arthur.
Babar.
I was an Arthur guy. I liked Arthur. I liked Arthur.
Babar was like the only time I ever saw that show because as a child I didn't have HBO, so it would be when we went to a
Where's
hotel
that?
on vacation and there was an HBO.
Babar?
Every time HBO was on, it was
Where's
fucking
Babar?
Babar.
Babar.
I'm like, where's the porn? Where's like the bad movies? It was always Babar. Fucking Babar.
You didn't stay up late enough, bro. You gotta wait
This
up
was
for that
because
shit.
it was 9 in the morning.
Alright.
And it's not like it's
Alright,
it's not like it's not
alright.
like it's
So
Skinamax.
you saying
Babar in
Wait,
his
wait,
green
wait,
suit can go
wait.
fuck off.
So
All
wait,
right? Hold
so
on.
you saying Babar is like me saying I have to go out and buy a new mattress and a box spring.
A box.
Like that's you saying Babar.
Oh no, it's Babar. It's Babar.
No, it's
Babar.
it's
It's 100% Babar.
I like pecan.
Babar.
I like pecan cookies and flowers in my vase.
Or potatoes
Babar.
versus
Craig, we all know what you like.
Potatoes,
Pecan sandies.
potatoes, tomatoes,
Sandies are
tomatoes.
delicious. Not pecan sandies.
All right. If I may,
All right.
Pecan
Andrew.
sandies.
if I may,
You may.
Tales from the Crypt Keeper, the cartoon. Did anybody else watch the show besides me?
I
Don't
vaguely
even remember.
remember.
I don't know if I even was
It
allowed
was
to watch
good.
that. or
I'm
remember
also
watching it.
vaguely remember. I feel like I did watch it.
So
but
you're
I
a year
never
younger than
really-
me.
Yeah.
You are a year younger than me, and Andrew and I are the same age, right?
And we've also determined that I wasn't allowed to watch shit, so I probably
That's
didn't watch
true.
it.
Okay,
But
fair enough.
I think I remember, like, I saw some of the clips from that show. I feel like I remembered it, but it wasn't memorable to me.
Like, if I remember Babar over that, then there's a problem.
All I'll say is go on YouTube and Google, go on YouTube and search for the Tales from the Crypt Keeper intro, and you'll immediately be brought back to like 1992, 1993. It's really good, really good. Do you have something to say, Craig? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Just here, chilling.
All right, so
Laughing.
so we'll move on to the next
Putting
one
me on
then.
the spot like that. Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Here's the big one, right? I feel like this is one that we can all talk about in some varying degree. That would be Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh.
It was on Snick, on Nickelodeon.
Loved that show.
Oh my god, did I love Are You Afraid
You know
of the
what?
Dark?
One of
Craig,
my favorite episodes.
What?
And it was I forget the main characters' names, but the whole thing was. It was based off his fear, and it was nothing. And the whole thing was like, stick your hand in this box, and he couldn't do it.
The Room with the Fan?
Yes! Yes!
No!
What scares you? What scares you?
I know that one, yeah.
I love that one.
I love that
I don't
one.
know why I love that one so much. And then in the end, I just remember poignantly at the end, and it was just like the cocky friend of the group.
Yeah.
It was just like,
Yeah.
you know what's in the box? Exactly what you're scared of. Nothing. And it was just like,
Yeah.
and then it ended. I was just like, oh, everyone's a douche.
Yeah.
Everyone's a douche.
I blame Are You Afraid of the Dark 100% for my fear of clowns to this day. Between the pilot episode
yeah.
with Zeebo the Clown,
Zeebo,
and then also
yeah.
the Ghastly Grinner. Oh,
Also,
gross.
same with
Did you read
marionettes.
Did you read the
Which one?
the books as well?
Wasn't there
So you're thinking of Goosebumps, which we'll talk
Oh,
about.
Am I
sorry.
thinking of
Sorry.
Goosebumps?
You might be thinking of Goosebumps. You're
Yeah.
thinking of Slappy the Dummy.
Or also Twilight Zone.
What a nerd.
Twilight
he
Zone
is.
too.
Jesus.
But yeah, so Are You Afraid of the Dark? Andrew, did you have any episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark that you remember particularly? Did you watch this show growing up?
I did watch it every once in a while.
See, now
I didn't really find it like that
scary because you were tough.
No, because
Yeah,
like I
tough
just
guy.
No, because I don't know. I'm saying like
You didn't,
it was scary.
You didn't like it. It's okay.
Do
It's
it for
alright.
me, like
You don't have to
like
say
I liked
you
watching
liked it.
Snick for like the dumb like
Yeah.
All that?
all
Kablam?
that. Yeah.
Kablam.
Kablam
Are you
was an
afraid of the
awesome
dark?
show.
I was
Kablam
like,
was
this is
great.
Hey,
fucking
remember
lame and
Member Roundhouse?
I
remember Roundhouse.
Yeah. What was the
that show.
Kablam? Kablam was awesome.
what was the action figures?
Yes, that one. And they had
Um,
Prometheus and Bob too.
Yeah,
like
the
There
action
was
figure one. I know.
like
Yeah.
a Superwoman one, right?
Yeah,
was
he
the action
would
figure
say
one.
that.
one of the action figure ones was like a
Yeah.
He-Man kind of guy,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
shirtless guy.
Yeah.
I forget all the other characters. That's the one character I remember.
Some of the other
but-
people listening to this podcast right now are like, it's fucking.
I know,
Yeah, they're so
I
mad
know.
right now.
How do you not know?
What was the name of the, what was the,
Is
name
it
of the guy
Thunder-
from
Thunder
Rocko's
Girl?
Modern Life with
Yeah.
the big nipples?
Oh, really,
no,
really
the
big man.
Really,
That's
really
what I
big man.
almost-
Look into
yeah.
my nipples of the future.
Nipples
That
of the
was-
future.
No, but it's
Nipples of
the
wisdom.
girl's
Nipples of wisdom.
isn't she Thunder Girl?
Yes.
The
Thunder
girl
Girl.
Oh, in Kablam? Okay,
yeah.
fair enough.
Thunder
Okay,
Girl and
great.
And, like,
Prometheus-
Meltman.
Prometheus and
Right.
Bob,
He had the
right?
power to
Prometheus
melt.
and Bob was the best. I loved that was the best part of
Yeah.
Kablam. All right, so talk to me about Are You Afraid of the Dark?
No, I
and
was
your
going to say
connection
actually
it.
to further what Craig was saying earlier about like that episode that you thought you liked the best. Have you ever
You
seen?
gonna steal my episode?
No. Have you ever seen Channel Zero on Sci-Fi?
No.
Really good.
I would absolutely recommend it because, especially the No Name House. What's the season 2? Whatever it is.
Yeah,
The No Name House or the whatever. It's a haunted
Yeah.
house episode, and like they go
got
through
no
all these
name.
things with like real fears, like, and they end up being their own fears, like personal like things, and it's so crazy. But I feel like you would love that. If you like that episode, I would just say that you should watch that season.
Great
of
show.
Channel Zero. I wonder, is it on demand?
No
You know what
End
it would
House.
be like? It would
No
be like,
End House.
It would
That's
be
what
like
it's
instead
called.
of Craig cleaning a window with a spider in the corner, a giant spider was cleaning the window with a Craig in the corner.
and that's.
And Craig was
I
the
mean-
spider, and you were going to get smushed
Yeah.
by the spider because
Wow.
going, gross, what is this?
How about
So
What
that,
a
yeah,
visual.
that.
I don't kill spiders, so
You just
Well,
I know you don't.
But
you go,
I would say if you were to watch anything, if you liked that episode, to watch No End House for Sci-Fi on Sci-Fi for Channel Zero, which is now canceled, which is unfortunate because I really
Good show.
liked Channel Zero.
Anything to say about Are You Afraid of the
Sorry,
Dark, though?
I know. I'm sorry. But I was thinking about that before, and I just got sidetracked. My favorite episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark is the one where the pool. And the guy that's in the pool that comes out and he's like all bloody and stuff, and like
I'm the pool guy.
he's chasing them around and throwing electric things into the pool to try and shock them.
I forget
Like,
the name of that episode,
what?
but I know
That one
what
is,
you're
oh
talking
my
about.
god!
Oh,
It's
yeah.
absolutely terrifying.
That's too weird.
are you
It's
sure it was
so-
terrifying? It sounds rather shocking.
Oh, it's actually. Wait, wait,
shocking!
I might be
God!
getting that confused
Yeah.
with that other. Oh, I'm getting it
Must
confused
have been
with
an electric memory.
No, I'm getting that episode confused
120
with
21
oh my
July.
god. What's the 80s show but it came out earlier?
Creepshow.
But no, it's the one we covered that was oh my gosh, I'm totally drawing a blank. And it's so stupid. The one with the car and the
Oh, Christine?
no,
Herbie.
no. Oh my gosh, this is so
No, a
bad.
show,
You have to
not a
spell this
movie.
out.
Beast Wars.
No, it's a movie.
one with
No,
Christmas
it's a
Land?
movie. It's
Transformers.
the no, not the following. It follows. Jesus Christ. No.
How
it's
is
the-
that related to
Sorry.
It Follows?
No, because
Talking about?
no, it relates. Sorry, wait,
God,
wait.
yeah.
Let me. I'm saying it relates to It Follows by the fact that it's in a pool. The episode that I'm talking about is in a pool.
Yeah, and he throws the
and-
TVs in, and he's throwing
Well,
stuff in
yes,
the pool.
and
Yeah, I
It
know.
Follows. He's throwing the TVs in.
Well, see, that was
To
much more
try and
coherent
electrocute
thought. that you
her,
brought
but
up. Yeah,
yes,
I know what you're saying now.
but I mean, like in the same sense, the Are You Afraid of the Dark episode is the one where there's like something weird in the pool, and the pool was built on this like burial
And they have
ground
to
or
have
whatever.
sex with a pool to pass on the curse.
But
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of.
I get it.
kind of
I
like-
get it.
It's like when Craig T. Nelson in Poltergeist was building houses.
No.
And he was developing them.
Yes,
Yeah.
But it was
and
on
over
an
the
Indian burial ground.
Yep.
So
Yes.
it was
Yep.
like that where
Yes.
the pool was like the Indian
Right,
burial
and that
ground.
was
Yeah.
kind of what I was saying. Is that like that? And it took me a while to get to It Follows.
And they're like,
I was totally drawing a blank because I was like, oh my god,
Take your pants off.
I was like, it's like another movie that I remember, but I can't remember it right now because I'm on the spot trying to talk about it.
It's okay.
But
It's all right.
It's fine.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
Well, congratulations. You talked about everything else.
There's
All
fucking
right,
a million in there.
boys and girls, boils and ghouls. Talk to me about your relationship with Goosebumps growing up. I could talk about mine. Craig, you sound excited. You want to talk about
Mr.
yours?
R.L. Stein.
Oh, R.L. Stein.
I know you
my
guys
man.
actually read them, probably, right?
I
did
read
too.
every single one.
Didn't read.
I was
very
more of
many.
an Animorphs guy.
I loved
did.
Animorphs too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was more of a Wayside Story kind of guy.
Wayside Story.
Did you ever read those?
nope.
No,
Sideways Stories of Wayside School.
no.
It was just like weird stories. Like
Never.
it was like 50 chapters, but each chapter was like a different story
Oh,
about
that's cool.
someone in the school.
Like
It was kinda
scary
But it was like
stories.
weird stuff that happened.
Sounds
so it
like
was
you,
very-
an enigma wrapped in a riddle.
Isn't that like that book, Scary Stories You Read in the Dark or something? What's
It wasn't
called?
like that. It wasn't.
No, those were short stories.
But that's what I
with
mean.
illustrations.
But this was.
Oh, this was
Nah.
different. Okay.
I also read the Boxcar Children.
Well,
at the time,
Goosebumps
so-
was always the most famous, I feel like, for the cover illustrations back in the day.
Right,
Those were
right.
awesome, and the books were great.
So the
Well, yeah. Anytime you got the at school for the book fair,
Yes.
you get that,
Yes.
you'd be like, "Ooh, look, Goosebumps," and then you'd be like, "Ooh, Science Kid."
You'd run your finger over the cover, and there'd be actual Goosebumps on the cover of
Yeah.
Goosebumps, and you'd be like, whoa!
I get
I loved the book fair when I was a child,
Me too.
I did too.
and I would always just be like, "I want this weird science set." Because I'm a
I wanted, like,
nerd.
stickers.
Nowadays,
Yeah,
it's
and it
probably
was
like, can we do a movie fair and like a Netflix fair?
I
and
wanted
watch
stickers
stuff?
and pencil grips.
You know what I would
Pencil
prefer?
grips.
I would prefer a Netflix.
Can we do a
fair
23
or
Me
movie
kit
fair.
because I'm not sure who my father is?
Oh my god.
It'd be a paternity test.
So,
Anywho.
safe to say that Craig, you read some Goosebumps books
Oh,
growing up.
I did. So that whole genre, I haven't thought about in years. I think I remember the one of my favorite episodes was the guy with the kid with the Halloween mask.
The Haunted
That-
Mask.
The Haunted Mask.
So now you're crossing over into the TV show.
Yes.
Because,
Yes.
I was going to bring up
Yes.
the TV show,
Yeah.
which got greenlit a couple years after the books actually started coming out.
So yeah, I vaguely remember reading the books. I think most of my memories are from the TV show. to be
Okay,
honest.
fair enough.
So-
We can talk about both. Catherine, what
I'm
about
the same.
you?
The one episode I remember from Goosebumps was the Don't Go in the Basement one.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was the plant
that
one.
Was that was a
The
really
crazy plant.
creepy one. I think I actually might have read that book.
Did it grow on you?
It was it grew on me. It was just it felt very scary. That's the only and I remember the cover too, where it was just that hand,
The hand coming up.
reaching
Yeah.
out of the that was
Seymour.
that's the one that I really remember for Goosebumps.
Andrew, your relationship with Goosebumps, my friend. Anything?
Probably more the show.
Just
I
every
don't-
time
I
he sees
vaguely
Ryan
remember it.
yeah.
Gosling. Yeah.
He was on that.
Well, he was on. No, he was on. Are You Afraid of the Dark? When he was a kid.
Ryan
Right.
Gosling was on Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Yes, I
she is.
am. I am.
Yeah.
You don't know this by
It
now?
was a joke.
I was like,
So more of the TV show
More of the
for
TV
you.
show. I don't remember any specific episodes, but like when we were, the other night when we were at the movies and it was just an empty movie theater and no one was in there, that reminded me of a Goosebumps. But I don't
Are You
know
Afraid of
if-
the Dark?
That was an Are You Afraid? See,
Oh,
they
that was the
confused
movie theater
all
episode.
together.
The one where
Yes.
Nosferatu comes out of the movie.
actually,
Yes!
yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, that
Yeah.
one, because you guys were talking about that. I remember that one. That was a good one.
Very good
Yeah.
one. Very good one.
So they go hand in hand in my head.
Yeah,
Kind of
I
the
feel
same
like
thing.
those are the
And,
two most important things to me as a horror fan growing up. Like I've always talked about, going to SpookyWorld is like a formative experience in my horror fandom. This is another one.
I went once,
Goosebumps
it
and
was
Are You Afraid of the
terrible.
Dark?
But that's fine.
Hated it. Too scared.
Yeah, I'm too scared.
That's okay. Fair enough. Okay, here's one that might be a little bit outside the box, but I feel like we all remember it growing up in the 90s. And that would be Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh my
There is
God.
a horror element to this here.
Is there?
And
I
hear
thought
me
it was
out.
just a video
Yes.
game show.
Hear
Are
me
you
out.
kidding me?
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Are
That's
you
what
kidding
I agree with
The
Craig.
Temple Guards?
The temple guards just snatching kids
absolutely
with magic.
Just
terrifying.
fucking anxiety the entire time.
I mean, so honestly, Legends of the Hidden Temple. God bless you if you don't know what that show is. If you're too young to know that show, it was the most awesome game show in the history of the world. You can watch it on YouTube. Right. So teams, the Silver Snakes.
Silver
I'm
Monkeys.
pretty sure it was the same
it?
girl
Oh,
from
the
Bring It
Silver
Back
Snakes.
to
Shrine,
Mo.
the
Yeah,
Shrine of the Silver
Silver
Monkey.
Monkey.
That was
Back
that
to
one.
Mo.
Yeah.
But basically, they basically competed in Nickelodeon Guts style
The
games.
Blue Barracudas.
Yeah, the Blue Barracudas.
Red
Wasn't
something.
it it was the purple monkeys.
Purple Panthers.
I don't
Oh,
remember.
Purple
something like that.
Panthers.
I don't know. It was all alliteration, every single team. But they would compete in games, and then at the end, the winning team would get to run through the hidden temple.
Yeah.
And
With
they could
Olmec.
get with Olmec, the talking animatronic big temple
I
head.
think it was amazing.
But they could get snatched up by the temple guards while
At
running through
any
the temple.
time.
And
No,
that
but
was
if they did
fucking
well in the
horrifying.
games, they had a thing.
They had a medallion they could
Go
trade.
ahead. No.
Yeah.
But if they
I
ran
guess
out of
keep going.
medallions,
Yeah.
if they ran out of
Yeah.
medallions, that's when shit was real. That's
Right.
when shit was real.
Well, because all of a sudden, like, someone would be putting
No,
together
that's-
the silver monkey, and then you'd see this guy, like, just grab you
Yep.
from
Yeah.
behind and be like, yep, your partner's gone. They're
It,
dead.
it would come out of like a camouflage ball pit.
Yes!
And just attack children.
Yeah.
And be like, oh my god! And,
With
like,
a tree,
hiding
you
It
know
side.
did
that-
look like
Yeah.
the most fun obstacle course of all time, though.
But
like
you know
running through that,
you
it
know
looks
that
so cool.
that one room that was the trees, and like
Yes.
one of them could have been a temple guard, and if it was, you had to like be like, oh, you got a temple guard, put the medallion in the hole, like it was like something because they would just grab you
I'll give you
as
a
a tree. That's actually dates back to the Wizard of Oz. Just
I'll give
saying.
you a bonus point if any of you guys know this. Do you remember the host's name of Legends of the Hidden Temple?
No. Mo.
Mark.
Nope.
No.
Anyone? Going once?
It's like, I thought
Well,
I-
twice.
Mark
I
Summers,
tried.
no.
Not
Going
Mark
three
Summers.
times. Mark Summers was Double Dare.
I know.
Legends of the Hidden Temple was Kirk Fogg.
Oh man, that's
Kirk Fogg.
That's a
Is it like the
throwback.
Velvet Fog?
Yeah, with Fogg with two G's. With two G's. Catherine, talk to me about Beetlejuice, the animated series.
I remember that. I feel like more than I remember. Well, actually, no, I remember the movie more so. But I liked Beetlejuice, the animated series. It was pretty good.
Well, I feel like
I mean, it was
we're
it was
a
fun.
year apart, and I feel like
I
Beetlejuice
watched
came
it.
out in the 80s, and the Beetlejuice animated series kind of brought that story to a different audience of a few years older
right.
than when
and
the
I'm
movie
sure
came out,
at that
right?
point, like Universal was already had Beetlejuice as like I know they have that live action.
They
kind of
did.
Beetlejuice thing.
Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review. There
Yup.
was a theme park attraction.
You know what I was
Yeah.
probably watching?
What?
I was probably watching Rescue Rangers. Because that show fucking slapped.
Chip and Dale Rescue
Rescue
Rangers.
Rangers
Yeah,
was
great
good.
show.
But no, I feel like I was probably watching that over that because I wasn't watching those.
Yeah.
What year was that?
Beetlejuice, the cartoon, I think came out between like 90 and 93.
To
Yeah.
the Google
I was
machine.
definitely watching
I
like
know, I
Tailspin or I don't even know.
Tailspin was dope.
Tailspin
was dope. I mean, this is obviously a great way to talk about 90s cartoons in
Which
general.
are all good.
But obviously, related to our show, we're talking about the scary
Oh, I
ones.
get that, but
No,
I'm
no,
trying
no.
to think of which
I'm
ones I
not busting your
remember.
balls. I'm just saying. So yeah, Beetlejuice, I think was on
No,
the early
I
90s.
liked it, and I remember watching it as a kid, and it was fun. It was a great show. Like it didn't seem scary. Like it was that kind of like mix of scary and fun in the same. It made a good balance as a cartoon.
Again, kid-friendly horror. That's what that was back then.
It was in the first episode was in 1989
Jesus
Really?
Christ.
Wow.
for the Beetlejuice cartoon.
Wow. So
Yeah,
I didn't watch that.
it was on
I
ABC
was 4.
and then Fox.
Craig, talk to me about Gargoyles.
Oh, I loved Gargoyles.
It was a good
I
show.
loved Gargoyles. Just the whole creepy concept of them coming to life at the top of the cathedrals, and then the bad guy, I forget his name. Oh, it was good. It was good. But they had the like big fat dopey one that's just like, I'm hungry.
I don't know if this is too early for us, though, but that just made me think of another scary show that I don't think's on your list.
Okay.
Thundercats.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not on my list.
Mumra. Pretty fucking scary.
Cats isn't that scary.
No, but Mumra is...
No, but there's the dark undertones immediately from
Yeah, talk to me
show.
about Gargoyles. If you want.
Gargoyles. And immediately
I remember
dark
Gargoyles, but the
undertone.
thing is, like, this was so long ago. I can't remember. Yeah, the show was great. I fucking loved Gargoyles. Do I remember anything, like, that juts out in my brain about
Well, they're
it?
actually
No.
talking about doing a reboot or a new series based on Gargoyles for Disney Plus.
I would love that.
So that's
I
a
would
new
love
thing.
that.
Yeah, it's a new.
Well, they had the main guy that was like basically the main guy from Transformers. Like
right. Oh
Optimus
yeah.
Prime. And
Peter
then-
Cullen. He played
Yeah,
Optimus Prime.
basically, and they had
Optimus
that like
Prime.
the serious gargoyle guy. Then they had like the, funny little I don't know, fucking mousy guy, and then the big fat dopey guy that ate everything all the time. But that was good.
Fair enough. Talk to me, you guys.
Like
I mean,
lovers
I guess
do?
I'll talk like lovers do. I'll start first here. If you know me, Craig, Andrew, Kat, you all do. You know that anytime my phone rings, you might hear a certain song from an 80s movie. That movie's called Ghostbusters. Probably even more of an influence on my fandom of Ghostbusters than the movie itself was the Real Ghostbusters cartoon back in the 80s. That was, because I was Ghostbusters came out the year I was born, so, like, I grew to love it in years after.
When were you born?
But
86?
86.
Okay.
And I think it was 84. But, yeah, I always loved Ghostbusters. The cartoon, I think, was what sealed it for me, though. And it scared the shit out of me. There were some scary monsters, and when I watched it, I was pretty young. I was watching it. It's a cartoon. Again, horror-themed cartoon. But, yeah, Real Ghostbusters, another good one. Did either
So-
of you guys watch
I've
this?
seen that show.
Yeah.
I don't remember much. It was good.
There was...
Ghostbusters cartoon came out in 1986.
Okay, so the year I was
86.
born.
That was
yeah.
their first episode date. Yep.
Okay.
Was the Ghostbusters.
There was one
the Real
episode
Ghostbusters.
I remember in particular that scared the shit out of me with the Boogeyman. Like, they did, like, a cartoon version of the Boogeyman. And it was so creepy and scary looking. And I remember, like, when you used to have, like, the things, like the viewfinders you'd put up to your eyes, and you'd put a little disc in, and you'd flip it around,
Yeah,
and it'd be
those
new
are
photos.
cool, yeah.
I had one with the Ghostbusters cartoon. And it had that episode in it. And that Boogeyman thing, when I flipped onto it, it used to scare me every single time. Ah! It's like a deep-rooted fear that I have. It's so weird.
You were like 6 years old.
Yeah,
You're like,
I know.
oh, God.
I know. But yeah, Real Ghostbusters. Just like Ghostbusters, awesome stuff. Anyone else? Any thoughts?
Cat?
Catherine?
No.
If you don't, that's fine. That's totally
I don't
fine.
really have any thoughts.
No, I didn't really watch that show growing up. Gotta be honest.
Fair enough. Craig,
Yes.
I will chime in with you here.
Okay.
Talk to me about Mighty Max.
Oh!
Woo!
Oh,
Mighty
I
Max,
loved
Mighty Max.
I loved Mighty Max. I feel like Mario stole the hat power with what's the Mario version where like his hat does everything with him?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. I don't know the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Right. It was that. I just remember Virgil. So was
Virgil, yep.
was Virgil the owl guy?
Virgil
Or
was
the
the
big
Viking.
like Viking guy?
And
And-
nope. Sorry. Virgil was the owl.
Right.
The Viking was... Oh,
I don't
fuck,
remember the
what's
Viking's
his
name.
Oh, my God. It's so crazy. Oh, no, keep going. I'll look it up.
I just remember the big Viking guy slept on a rock slab, and Max was always like, "Is that comfortable?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, yeah, I'm fine, I'm tough." Blah, 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 blah. And like the wizened old fucking owl. Oh, it was so good.
I loved Mighty Max.
I did too.
So
I did
much.
too.
Oh, my God. Especially with, like, the teleporting hat and, like...
And he was cool. He like skateboarded and
Yeah.
rollerbladed.
Dude,
and
he was
stuff.
the dude. He was
You
the
don't
dude
remember
just
Mighty
walking
Max?
around.
I don't
what
think
you're
I
talking
ever
about.
watched
I don't know
Mighty
what
Max.
you're talking about.
insane.
No,
to
I
me.
never did. That's why I was kind of like quiet. I was like, I don't think I've
I
ever
loved
seen
All right, Craig,
Mighty
you ready for
Max.
this name?
Yeah.
Norman.
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 Are you fucking kidding me? It's
I
Norman.
swear to God. Max,
Yeah.
Virgil, and Norman.
I thought it would be like Kitticus Wagengagen. It's Norman.
Dude,
Alright,
he was
yeah.
a badass
Yeah.
with that sword. He
Yeah.
was defending Max from everything. Max had the teleporting hat.
Yep.
Like, he just randomly found the hat, and he was able to teleport everywhere,
Yeah.
and just, like, like, the fate of the universe was in his hands. Like, such an awesome show. Oh, my God, I love
loved it.
Mighty Max
I
so
loved
much.
it.
So you're talking about the hat where Mario spins into it?
Yes.
Hey, Gato,
Yeah.
talk to me about Real Monsters.
Oh my gosh. So there was Crumb, Oblina, and
Oblinka.
Icus.
and
Icus, Crumb, and Oblina.
Oblinka.
what?
Icus, Crumb,
It wasn't
and
Icus.
Oblina.
It wasn't it?
Ipkiss.
Oblinka.
Icus.
Ipkiss. I thought.
Icus.
I thought it was Icus.
I thought it was Oblinka.
Icus.
It was Oblinka.
Oblinka.
Oh, no, Oblina.
Oblinka.
It was Oblina.
No, Oblinka,
That's
because
what
she
I
had...
said.
No, it
Icus,
was
Crumb, and
Oblinka.
Oblina.
It was Oblina.
She had one eye, she blinked a lot. It was Oblinka.
Yeah, she
No,
was
she
Yeah,
blinked,
she was
but it
striped.
was
She was like,
called
yeah, but it was
striped,
Oblina.
black and white
Blinka.
striped candy
Blinka.
cane with
No,
one eye and
Oblina.
lips.
Blinka.
No, she was.
Oblina.
Yes, I
Yes.
agree with Mike.
Positive on
Yes.
that?
What I said, that's what I've been saying the
Absolutely.
whole time!
I thought it was a
Are
game.
you
The whole
positive?
time, the whole time, Daniel, the whole time!
Did you look this up?
Wow, all
Yes,
the Mrs.
I'm dead
Delphi
serious.
references
Yes, I'm-
tonight.
Oh my god, go ahead.
All right,
It's-
I feel like it should
go
be
ahead. Talk to me
Oblinka.
about our real monsters, please. Oh my god.
So I really liked Our Real Monsters when I was a kid.
Why did you like Our Real Monsters?
No, I thought it was a fun show, and like it was just.
It's a crazy concept.
It was a crazy concept, and it kept me interested, and I was just like, Oblina was Oblina. It's a lady name meaning Blinka.
Umbrella.
Great, fine, whatever.
She
But
was an
they
umbrella.
all had their own like little scare things, and they had their. I liked the whole concept of it. I thought it was awesome. Like it was a great '90s cartoon. Like
I can immediately relate more to Crumb.
yes,
No.
with the
No,
how
I
he
feel
held
like-
his
I feel like-
eyeballs in his
I feel
hands
like the
all
best,
the time.
Crumb's awesome, but the best character is fucking Snape, the headmaster guy.
His name, by the way, was the Snort. I just looked it up.
Snort.
Snort.
That guy he was like Professor Snape, essentially.
So there was,
We were doing that
just
earlier.
to clarify, it actually was Ickis, Oblina, and Crumb.
It was Oblina?
Yep.
Yes, it's
I
Oblina.
told you.
I knew.
Blinka.
I feel like that's like.
And then
the
leader.
Bernstein Bears.
I was
and the
wrong.
Bernstein
The
Bears.
Bernsteiners.
I feel like
The leader's
The
name.
Bernstein
The leader's name, by the way, was the Gromble. The
Ah.
Gromble.
See, everyone was wrong.
The Snorch, Zimbo, Simon the Monster Hunter, and Bradley. Those were the
Who
main
was the
characters.
headmaster?
Snorch.
Snorch.
Now I just want to watch Our Real
The
Monsters.
disciplinarian of the Monster Academy, which, by the way, if you subscribe to, what's it called?
Shutter?
With Bar Rescue. Paramount
Spike?
Plus.
Oh, it's not Spike.
You can get, apparently, all the old school Nickelodeon
Is that why
shit.
you guys are able to watch Bar Rescue? Because I tried to put that on Hulu the other day and I couldn't find it.
You can only get the new
Yeah,
episodes.
So you guys literally have Paramount Plus?
Yes.
No, we record them.
We
You record them
the DVR,
on TV?
digital
You
video.
have cable?
River.
We do.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
do.
have cable.
That's correct.
Well, you can
That
go over here and
is-
watch some episodes.
That is
if you want.
correct. That is correct.
Okay.
All right, last show I have, you guys, and we'll do honorable mentions if anyone else wants to bring one up.
Oh,
There's probably
I
a
do.
few.
I do. I
Okay.
want to
No,
bring
Not
one.
yet! Not yet! Not yet!
And Craig, I know when I brought this up initially, you smirked. Count Duckula. Anyone? Bueller?
Pass.
I remember Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
I don't really remember Count Duckula.
I'm with you. I remember Darkwing Duck. I don't remember Count Duckula.
Same.
I'm assuming
I
it's
like Count
a
Chocula.
He's the best.
Oh, sorry.
Treats.
The best.
Oh, shit. Can I have some?
Tony Dungy.
Yo, maybe.
Tony
Fair
Dungy.
You said you had an honorable mention. Talk to me about it.
So, my honorable mention for a 90s
We're not
cartoon.
live right now. We're just talking about it.
Yes, we are. We're live.
Nobody's actually listening.
Hashtag fooling.
Oh my gosh. Stop
Including-
it.
You're live.
Right.
Go ahead.
Ren and Stimpy.
Okay.
No? I mean, in a sense,
You've been
that
saying
was
this.
a very...
Talk to me about the
I don't know if this
Ren
show
and
was
Stimpy
innocent. I feel like it was.
Dude, Ren
No,
and
she
Stimpy...
said in a sense.
I know.
No. Innocent. What? What are you even talking... No.
Stuff. Return to innocence.
So I think that Ren and Stimpy have a big impact in the whole horror kind of cartoon thing because they were naturally just like disturbing. Like any sort of thing that they were doing at any point in time, and then they'd have their whole like animated cartoon, and then all of a sudden they'd flash to like some graphic, disturbing, gross like picture of something. Like, and that's kind of what I remember of most of the cartoon. But then like even then like so Ren would be like, he'd all of a sudden get angry, and then he'd be like, "You idiots!" And he'd get so angry, like he would just go kind of mad. He would go mad. Like,
Stimpy, you idiot!
Yes, exactly. But he would go crazy. Like that's like a scary kind of situation. No.
No, I agree completely. But what I was thinking mainly is that every time you give an answer, I feel like you're giving like your third grade summer book report. My name is Catherine, and I thought this movie funny because it had and you start yelling and slamming your fists, and I just think it's like your book report from like third grade.
Kind of. Except then
But it was
I
a
would
good
like.
point. It was a good book report.
Yeah.
We're all very impressed. I'm excited.
Back when I was, a
You
kid,
aced third grade.
I actually
Congratulations.
I braided into like a book report cover, like for Babysitter's Club because they had a plaid cover. So
No.
I can get that.
Back on point. Ren and Stimpy is very weird.
Disturbing and weird.
I
It's
remember
dark.
my mother watching it with me and going, I don't know.
That show was
Like
just gross.
she, as an adult, she didn't know.
It was a gross show, yeah.
She didn't know if I should be watching it, and then she couldn't tell me why I couldn't.
It was also very
It was
homoerotic.
There was a lot of
was-
things about Ren and Stimpy that were just kind of disturbing.
It was
in
probably the
weird
most fucked up
ways.
cartoon, barely seconded by Rocko's Modern Life.
Rocco
Yeah.
wasn't even on the same level. Rocco at least had some sort of a plot and a story to it.
And they
Like
had
I
a
feel like Ren and Stimpy
neighborhood,
was
like-
just aggressively weird for no
It
reason.
was aggressively weird for no
Just
reason.
aggressively
I agree.
weird.
Yeah, I agree with you on Ren and Stimpy. But a couple
happy,
more.
Joy Joy.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, indeed, folks.
Yeah.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, indeed.
It
Couple
was
questions
like some
for
sort of
you.
like, yeah. Sorry. I
Go
don't
ahead.
know.
whiz
No,
on
I
the
was gonna- it
electric
was-
I didn't
fence.
give it an honorable mention
I was just
yet.
going to be
Did
like,
you?
it was some sort of
should
like
go.
drug trip. But anyway.
I
It
haven't-
probably was because
Honorable mention.
think about the people that are drawing these cartoons.
They probably
Absolutely.
are on drugs.
Absolutely.
So I have a couple questions that I want to ask you guys about these cartoons. Obviously, we do categories usually every week, but this is a little bit different this week. Okay? Do you find, or when you were a kid, did you find any of these shows or cartoons to legit be scary at any point ever? Did any of it scare you? Catherine, I'll start with you because I know what you're going to say.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, what one?
The one that's in the pool that I talked about.
The one you talked
Even
about.
though I don't have a pool and I don't ever really swim in a pool, that thing is scary as
That will be my
It's
answer
so
as well.
scary.
Yeah,
Like-
Are You Afraid of the Dark actually scared me. And as I mentioned, the clown episodes really stuck with me, even as an adult.
And even
Because
actually,
there's a few, and they're creepy-ass clowns.
there was another one too with that taxi driver. That like
I don't know if I
remember
know that one.
There was an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode with the taxi driver, and he like drove into some place, and then all of a sudden he like disappeared. But like he was like, oh, there was a girl that was murdered by a taxi driver, and like she was sitting shotgun, and he just went really, really fast, and all of a sudden she just like
It's starring Kurt Russell.
ended up on the ground. I don't know.
Stargate?
It was bizarre, but it was super scary. Yeah, like Are You Afraid of the Dark
Me
scared
too.
me.
No, I'm with you with the
Absolutely.
clowns and also the what's the other one that I'm thinking of? The one with
My turn next. Don't worry.
the kids where they're doing
Don't you worry.
the pet detective stuff like Ace Ventura, and all of a sudden there's a werewolf, and the werewolf is really scary in that. It's I remember seeing that when I was a kid, watching it at my grandparents' house. Creepy ass shit. Andrew, I'll
My
start
turn.
with you, or Andrew, I'll start
Skipping
with
Craig.
you.
Oh.
Did
I'm
you
gonna
find any of these shows actually scary?
I'm gonna skip this question
Okay.
because I wasn't
Skip
allowed.
it?
I wasn't allowed to give my honorable mention. I
Wait.
was skipped right over.
No, take your. What's your honorable mention?
No,
Go
we were
ahead.
talking about other shows, and
What?
you just.
See, I can't remember
Glanced
everything,
over
Andrew. I
me.
apologize.
Sorry.
I apologize.
I'm
Go ahead.
just
What's
kidding.
your honorable mention?
Courage the Cowardly Dog show's great. You didn't like that show?
That was on the list of stuff to potentially talk about.
Stupid dog. That show was so good. He was like always like the stupid dog was always stupid. It was this blind old lady and this grumpy old man, and the dog would always get involved in like paranormal situations. The show was funny. Good.
Show was good.
Okay.
That was a good show.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
No? Check it
No.
out. Check it out.
Did any of the shows that we mentioned, Andrew, scare you as a kid? Anything like that?
Nothing's ever scared me.
Yeah, I know you're a tough guy.
Actually, no. All those shows scared me. I can't remember what it was, and I'm still going to talk about it. And it's got to be the Are You Afraid of the Dark one with the fucking scary fucking marionette, because puppets and those things scare the shit out of me.
I
now.
think honestly, you're thinking of Twilight Zone and Goosebumps.
I think it's the Goosebumps one that's
Yeah.
more scary because
Slappy the Dummy.
It's
Slappy.
got to be that one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that one horrified
Okay,
me forever.
fair enough.
So,
Fair enough. Of all the shows we talked about tonight, do you guys have a favorite? Catherine, I'll start with you.
Oh, I have to pick a favorite.
It's really not that hard.
I mean, yeah, I kind of like Legends of the Hidden Temple, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough. Craig?
I think the most I've ever been scared actually is.
Oh wait,
probably,
we're doing by scared, or
No,
just
I'm
like
just saying
which show
that's
you
what
like
I relate
the
to.
most?
Are You Afraid of the Dark? Probably.
Your favorite show of the shows that we talked about. That's really not that hard.
What kind of favorite though?
Favorite as in the sense
mean-
of favorite. If you had to pick one
Well, if
show
you're
to watch.
I mean, yeah, okay. All right, yeah, I'm sticking with my guns.
Andrew, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Rescue Rangers.
Rescue Rangers, you loser.
Because I did mention it during the show and I was joking. It's a joke.
Rescue Rangers.
I would say, will you stop touching me? See, I don't know, because it's tough, because, like, I feel like...
Goosebumps? I mean, Beetlejuice? Mighty Max?
I
You're
never...
just reading
Our
off the
Real
list.
Monsters?
It's probably Our Real Monsters, because I remember that show the most.
I know.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
remember that
It's
a
a
lot.
lame answer. But...
So my
No,
answer
it's
is going to
not
be
lame.
Are You Afraid of the Dark? Because Are You Afraid of the Dark was the shit, and I still watch Are You Afraid of the Dark to this day.
Great.
Okay? Fair enough.
Good answer.
So I have a very interesting last question, I think, for you guys, which will be fun to answer. Okay? Andrew, I'll go back around the horn. I'll start with you.
back around the horn.
Any cartoons, okay, ever, not the ones we've talked about tonight, I need you to build
what do you need him to do?
Sounds like a lot of work. I wish I wasn't going first.
any cartoons you've ever watched. I need you to build me a 2-hour after-school block from 3 to 5 shows you want to watch. Pick 4,
I have to go
half-hour
now?
each.
What are you talking about?
No, that's a great
What is-
question. But, okay, so Batman animated series, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Top. I don't even think about that one. This is a lot of work.
Oh my god.
Rocco.
Okay?
And then, third, it's getting real tough. Tailspin, maybe?
Okay, fair enough.
We're not going around the horn with this because that's
All right,
that's
let's-
a
And
tough
four,
one.
That's
That's
like,
like-
that
that's-
hard. I didn't really
That's a
think that hard.
very. That's a
Four
very.
would be, what was the video game one?
Oh,
On
what was
Nickelodeon.
that called?
What was
Nick
the name of it?
Arcade.
Yes.
That's what it was called? I feel like it wasn't called that.
It was Nick Arcade.
That show was
100% Nick
awesome.
Arcade.
And I wanted to be on that show.
Okay.
That would be my 4th spot then.
Catherine, if you had to pick 2 shows to watch after school every day when you were younger,
Okay.
pick your shows. Not just these ones. Anything.
After show,
What'd you watch after school when you were growing up?
Oh. Well, I
good
watched
question.
Garfield after school, but
I knew I was going to go.
before
No,
school,
Garfield.
but I was-
Garfield counts. Garfield counts.
Yes.
That's a great answer. I got
Yeah.
a top 10
And
answer.
I'd
Great
say Garfield and
Dude, why didn't I put Franklin on my list?
Hey, it's Franklin. Or
I really like
fucking
Growing Pains.
Brother Bear.
Growing
Little
Pains
Bear.
is a good after school show.
Pains.
Absolutely.
Growing Pains and Garfield.
All right, Craig.
So I used to come home from school, get off the bus, and watch fucking Beast Wars,
Yep.
like you read about.
Okay.
I loved Beast Wars.
Okay.
And then, I mean, it was like one of the first CGIs I've ever seen as a kid. And then what was the other one? Like the robot Reboot. You remember Reboot?
Reboot, yep, with
Yeah.
the dog and the...
Yep.
Yeah, the old like wizened Asian guy was like, oh, he was like the grandmaster of the whole thing. That was also awesome. And then a weird mention, Great Chefs of the World. I used to take a nap too, which I still watch that as an adult.
That's not a cartoon, but
It's not a cartoon.
You want to
but
take a nap?
We've derailed.
If you want to take
Yeah.
a nap,
Yeah.
that's how you take a
That's
nap.
amazing.
Great chefs,
Yeah.
Great
butter,
Chefs of the World.
Yeah.
sugar, butter.
Interesting.
Sugar.
All right.
I'll
It's like
check it
narrated
out.
I'll give you the best.
check
I'll give
it
you the
out.
best 2 hours you could ever potentially hope for after school.
Oh, you're doing 4?
Batman, the animated series.
Wait, I
Superman
only
sucked.
had
No,
two.
Superman
No,
sucks.
I know.
Superman sucks.
We had Batman.
Superman
We're
sucks.
good. 1,
Are You Afraid of the Dark? 2.
2.
How much
Number
time do you have after school?
3.
A lot.
As long as you want.
A lot.
Do my homework sitting watching TV.
If you don't
Kidding
do
me?
your homework, you have a lot of time.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 80s.
Overrated.
I was
You're
too young.
terrible. And Goosebumps.
Goosebumps was good.
Give me those 4.
Dude,
All
no,
day,
no
every
Rocco?
day.
No Rocco?
I mean, I'd take Rocco. That would be like probably
Rocco's
my close
Modern
next one. But
That should be your number 2.
I mean,
Fail! Just kidding.
again, we're
Sam!
picking Sam. We're all picking our
Yeah,
our own.
It's all
afternoon blocks of
subject
TV,
to
so-
What's wrong with
opinion.
Beast Wars and Great Chefs
Nothing.
of the World?
First of all, Great Chefs isn't a cartoon,
It's not.
so you kind of missed the boat on that.
I did slightly, but,
But
I used
you
to
just-
watch. I used to watch that right after
And
Beast
then you
Wars.
used to watch How It's Made.
Oh, I That's how it's made.
All right, real quick.
Well, I'm very excited that you asked that question because I was really on the fly and none of us were prepared for that.
That's fine.
I
That's what I
nailed.
wanted.
I got 4.
Hey,
Like-
you can't be prepared for everything. Sometimes you have to just answer a question off the cuff. But, guys, any final thoughts on any of these shows from the 90s or 80s that we talked about tonight? Craig, Andrew, Kat?
I think it's. I put this out to the world. Do you think these cartoons could be made today? Probably.
No.
Most of them.
No.
No.
Nope.
I don't think so.
No.
I think that's the point,
Absolutely
right?
not.
I think that's the point is that,
Yeah, right. That's
again,
why,
old man yelling at cloud.
That's why we're
It
reminiscing.
seems a little bit like
Yeah.
it's a
They'd be
time
like,
that could not happen
this
again.
Karen wrote a letter to the network. This
What?
cartoon
What?
scared my
Yeah,
child.
but, I mean, it's
Yeah.
not the same. Teen Titans is pretty good. I like Teen Titans. That's a solid show.
It is.
So is the other one with the weird bird, the birds and the gumball machine guy. What the fuck's the name of that show?
What are you
Adventures of Gumball. Oh no! I
No,
know
not
what you're talking
Adventures of Gumball.
I was like, what are
Not
you
that show.
Maybe
It's got
let's
like the
just-
cardinal and
This
the
is-
blue jay and
I know what you're
the
talking
and the
about.
gumball machine guy.
Are you
and-
talking about baseball? Baseball?
No, I know what you're
I
talking
don't know
about.
what you're talking about.
The
What are
guy's
you
like,
talking about?
I'm wicked strong.
I'm wicked strong. It's
I have no idea
cartoon
what
on
you're
the Cartoon
talking
Network.
about.
It's like a newer cartoon for children.
I don't watch.
It's
newer
like Adventure
cartoons.
Time.
That came out 10 years ago.
And it's
Yeah.
it's a
that's
solid
not on
show.
anymore.
And it's a solid show.
Says
So I-
the 35-year-old man without kids.
Does this relate to what we were talking about?
It relates to cartoons that are relevant, that have some sort of edge to them that are out now. Is my point.
Okay, fair
We
enough.
were talking about
Okay.
shows from the '90s, and we were just saying comparatively.
I'll have to
No, they're
figure out what you're
weird.
talking about.
It's like SpongeBob. Do you like SpongeBob?
I love SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I used to wait.
And that show is
Time
20
out.
years old.
Time out.
But
I used to.
maybe
So I downloaded episodes of SpongeBob on my parents' computer, and then I burned them on DVD.
Oh my god.
And I had like,
Dude,
I had,
did you go to Blockbuster
I
in
had,
between?
no, because I could download them
Yeah.
from like LimeWire
I
or
had
like
Hollywood Video,
Napster, and like
idiot.
I had so many. They're gone now.
She's
They're-
like, I had a Dreamcast.
No, they're gone.
care.
They're gone.
People younger than
But-
us are like, what the
All right.
fuck are you talking about?
So
So
safe
now I
to
was
say,
drinking pop, playing jacks.
safe to say, in addition,
There I was drinking Surge.
safe to say,
Twizzler.
in addition to these thoughts, you guys don't have any additional thoughts on these cartoons or shows that we talked about.
I think
Okay.
we've had,
No, I-
we've
I-
had it
we've
more than
said
enough
more.
thoughts.
Yeah.
No, they're all fucking great. You should watch them. You
Yeah.
shitty youth with your weird shows now. Just rewatch the 90s.
No, the '90s is so
No
fun.
one made this.
I mean,
you didn't
I
have to
feel
make
like
this
it's
about. You
No,
shouldn't
you
segregate
know
our
what's,
group
you know
and
what
audience
is
with your comments.
honorable mention? Nigel Thornberry.
Oh,
good.
I like
He's
Nigel
good.
Thornberry.
Nigel Thornberry.
That's not like scary though.
It's not, but I just liked it.
He's
There
kind
you
of
go.
scary. He's a
Fair
British
enough.
guy with a big
Fair enough.
nose.
Okay.
know.
All right, folks. Well, in case you're interested in listening to more of our ramblings on social media, you can find us on Facebook and YouTube. Just go on there, search for America's Hometown Horror. You will find us, I assure you. Go on Twitter at Hometown Horror, on Instagram at Hometown Horror Pod, and you can also email us at hometownhorrorpodcast@gmail.com. Guess what? In addition to all of that, we have a website, and Catherine, I'll let you talk about that
No,
again.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yes, you
can
should.
talk about it.
We have a brand new website, guys. A brand new website designed by Kat, our co-host. It's fantastic. There's a mobile version. There's a regular version. It's awesome. You should go on there, check it out. You can find us on
Check
all of our
it
social
out.
media.
Check
You
it
can
out.
email us directly.
So,
I gotta say, what I'm more impressed about during this whole thing is the fact that Otis is literally mauling your foot and eating it and licking it constantly, and you're not even acknowledging it.
That's what
That's
happens.
impressive.
What
I'm like
happens.
watching this, and I'm like, what is he doing?
Hey, you can also find our podcast pretty much anywhere where you get your podcasts, but most especially Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spreaker, and wherever else you may find your podcast. My name is Mike. Thanks so much for tuning in. I have been joined by Kat, Andrew, and Craig.
How you doing?
Say goodbye to everybody,
night,
folks.
good
Say
night.
goodbye to
Good
your
night.
listeners.
Good
Goodbye.
Goodbye, goodbye.
Hey, good
Adios,
night.
muchachos.
Hey everyone, it's Mike from America's Hometown Horror, and just wanted to say thank you again for listening to another episode of our show, because of course, we would be nothing without you listeners. If you are interested in more local Plymouth podcasts, I would highly recommend you check out some shows by our cohorts on the Inebriart Podcast Network. That's right, the Inebriart Podcast Network, folks. In addition to America's Hometown Horror, you can find the Inebriart Podcast, Bar Talk, Theme Park Legends, Retro Redoctopus, and Old Colony Cast. Head on over and give them a listen.